Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. And I think this is the grand finale of the head wraps today. And well, Daydreams is an augmented reality art installation. That's what we're kind of getting into now. And it's on display now at Montefiore Medical Center's gallery in the Gardens. And well, they're using the technology from the Membit app, and we're going to try and get into that as best as we can. And it's interesting because viewers can use their phones to discover a hidden art gallery. So joining us now to explain how it all works, we welcome multimedia artist Shuley Shade and Membit's co-founder and CEO Jay Van Buren, right?
Yep.
Hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Thank you for
so
being
great to be
here.
here.
And I said what I said because I just got so excited when you showed me what people can actually experience, that I hope we can do justice to it in expressing it and explaining it to our viewers. But let's talk a little bit about your exhibit first.
Okay, all right. So first of all, Daydream is a part of an ongoing project with Montefiore Hospital, who are very supportive of the art in the benefit of the patients and visitors. So that is really a brilliant program, which I've been working with them for a couple of years now. This is a very new take on art for the public, which is really when you walk into the garden, you see nothing. And people are like really amazed, like what is happening? Where is the art?
Yeah.
And so I've created 100 pieces, 100 pieces, so it'll be an easy number. All taken from photographs from the Hudson River, all along the Hudson River, all the way up to the Bronx. It's nature photographs, and the main focus is really to create like a meditative or a positive energy for the people.
It's almost
who
like
come.
visual therapy.
Yes, and joyous, and also it's interactive because people need to be really doing something in order to see the art. So once they come in, they see nothing, and then they have to download the app, and which Jay will explain, and then they suddenly see all these wonderful spheres pop in the air.
So we're showing something on air right now. And if you could just, I guess, explain a little bit of what we're witnessing.
Cool. So this is, the augmented reality is different from virtual reality in that augmented reality, you're still in the real world, you're seeing the real world, but you're seeing something extra on top of it. In this case, you're seeing something extra that Shuley put there. She put in specific places these orbs and the daydreams that you can see on the screen there. So when you go to specific places and look through your phone, that's what you see. So these daydreams are sort of inhabiting the different parts of the garden.
Okay, so these daydreams, they're stills.
They
They're
start from
stills, right? But there are videography components as well, because I know as you're moving through it, that's kind of loads itself as videography, right? Because you're kind of going through the space, and that's in the image, and then there's this wonderful artwork that she's done that is on top of it.
Well, and we will have video eventually in Membit, so you'll be able to put video Membits in. Right now they're just still images, but like you said, they are interactive because you're standing there in front of them and they feel like they're in the space with you.
And you can fade out and fade in, and then you see the space behind it, so it feels like alive. One more thing that we didn't mention so far is the poetry that I added. And it is the poetry of Edgar Allan Poe. Right. And the reason why I selected Edgar Allan Poe and not a contemporary writer, which actually I wanted to do somebody from the Bronx, is really because he lived in the Bronx for 10 years and at Fordham and Fordham University. And he wrote very important poetry here. So I thought just to bring in the poems together with the imagery will give another layer.
I'm looking at some of the images, and I find it so fascinating because I want to make sure that our viewers understand that that's your artwork that seems like it's near people, but really that's the image that they would see being in the space that those people are in through the app.
Right.
That's so fascinating.
It's totally surreal, like you see that. So it kind of floats towards you, and the way you move with the image. And the images are sometimes transparent or even like having holes, so you really see the sky and everything behind it. So it looks very alive. In a
And
sense.
so this Edgar Allan Poe component, is it the written work that would be in as the image?
Well,
okay, so let's
I
explain
edited I edited most of his poetry that he wrote here in the Bronx, and like Annabelle Lee and the Bells, which was inspired by the Bells of Fordham University. He wrote Eureka here, so I started putting all these poetry either inside the image itself in the sphere, or sometimes it appears on the floor. And what we made like little stickers so people will know how to find those areas, because, and Jay will explain how you combine, go ahead.
Yeah, so the way people find them is they look on a map and they can see the pins that show where these things are. And then the way that Membit works, it's different from other kinds of augmented reality. It's called a human positioning system. So the user actually sees a little picture that they line up with the world. They get themselves into the right spot, and then we can have a very precisely placed augmented content appear right there. So that way, Shuli's art can be exactly where Shuli put it, and you can see a relationship between it and the real world.
So you match it, you really match the image, and then it kind of comes, and you should see faces of people when finally they get it and suddenly something like a real artwork.
So this is an arrangement you have with her. Is this an app that people can get and
Yes.
actually exercise themselves?
So it is only for iPhone right now.
Okay.
Android coming later. Sorry, Android people, but we'll do it as soon as we can.
Yeah, we always have that
And-
problem whenever Android's name. I'm like, sorry about that.
But it's
But iPads,
it's
too.
iPads and iPhones. It's in the App Store. It's called Membit. You can download it, and actually, anyone can use it to put any kind of picture that they want anywhere in the world. And the idea behind it is to make a tool for people to tell a story about a place, whether that might be a story about something that happened there really in the past in that place, or something that you imagined and it's something that an artist created and put it into that space. Either way, it's about telling a story about that particular place.
That's beautiful. Augmented reality versus virtual reality. I love
Yes,
it.
Because
I love
with
it.
the virtual, you really have to
Yeah, with
Right,
the
put
virtual,
right.
you're so
yourself
cut off
in.
from the
Right,
world.
right.
Like
Yeah.
I think it's much more interesting to be still part of the world, but
Right.
then have this extra thing.
Yeah, it's
also.
like layers.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool. Well,
you're-
thank you so
yeah.
much for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
And before we go, your exhibit is on display
Until
or
October.
experience. You can experience your
Experience is
exhibit.
good. It's an art installation augmented. Yes, it's until October, and we will have one more gathering with people, and we'll announce, I think, towards the end of it, like a closing event, and everybody is welcome anytime between 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening. So it's an open garden.
Right, so you don't have to be a patient at the hospital. You
please
can
not.
actually just come and visit the
Yes,
garden.
yes, yes,
Beautiful. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being
so
here with
much
us,
for having
Shirley,
us.
Jay,
Thank
and you
you.
guys be sure to experience Daydreams. That's going on through October 15th at Montefiore Medical Center's Gallery in the Gardens, located on 11 East 210th Street. And for more information, you can visit montefiore.org/art program. And of course, you can get Membit on iPhone. So check that out as well. All right, that's our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentine, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. All right, adios.